He was accused of complicity in the murder and therefore sentenced to transportation for life, which was fairly habitually commuted into a more limited sentence. And in his case, he was released conditionally upon signing a paper that he would no longer engage in seditious activities. So he complied, and therefore recently some communists in India have started saying that he became a British agent, or that at any rate, at the very least, he left the freedom movement. Now this is not true, of course. He played no public role as a leader of the freedom movement anymore, but that made no difference. By that time, the freedom movement had taken off in a big way, so he could still render services to the freedom movement without outing himself as an independence leader.
But the communists themselves didn't really play a...
And then, of course, we come to the dubious role of the communists, because you see, the communists who now accuse Savarkar of all kinds of things have themselves played hand in glove with the British. You see, during the Second World War, when indeed Savarkar collaborated with the British, strictly speaking, in the sense that he called on Hindus to take service in the British Indian Army, the communists actively sided with the British in the Quit India movement, betraying activists to the British. Savarkar never did this. Savarkar really had his chance to betray the freedom movement on that occasion, and of course he didn't, because he thought that this taking service in the British Army was just a strategy to achieve freedom. Other people, like Subhash Bose, thought differently, took service on the Axis side. You know, there was a big Japanese-led Indian National Army, which was in fact by the Japanese given sovereignty of the areas under Japanese control of India. And other people, you know, followed the pacifist course or were Quit India activists. I mean, there were many positions to take during the Second World War, but all of them came together under the ideal of achieving Indian freedom. And therefore also, at the end of 1945, they all came together, whatever their position had been in the Second World War. And there in India, the Second World War really was over. In Europe, you see the question, the controversy of what person had stood where during the war, you know, kept on raging for years. Whereas in India, it was totally over because everybody had the same ideal. So Savarkar had not betrayed the freedom movement.